Hey YouTubers, this is Lonnie Clark, Nuts for Art, although my channel's changed to One with the Universe now. I wanted to make a quick video and apologize to the people of Fukushima and frankly, all the people of Japan for Oppenheimer winning an Oscar last night and not one person mentioned the disaster in Fukushima last night. One day before the 13-year anniversary, and not one person mentioned that disaster that they and the rest of us are still living with. Don't forget, they're pouring tritium into the Pacific Ocean, which I now call the plutonium Pacific. So I just wanted to put out a quick video and, I don't know, just apologize to the people of Japan. It's so offensive. This is in fact why I stopped posting videos, because we're just basically pissing in the wind. It doesn't matter what we say, what we do. I listened to Arnie Gundersen and Maggie Gundersen on Carl Grossman's radio show this last weekend. He posted it up to YouTube, EON network. Pretty interesting, but again, it still reminds me that no matter what we do, the nuclear industry is just going to do what they want anyways. Our voices, our problems, the physical effects that's caused by all of that, it means nothing to them. They don't care. They have zero interest in protecting humanity, zero interest in protecting the earth. The only thing that they are concerned about is their net profits and how rich can those people get. That's it. They're literally blinded by money. And in the meantime, they're destroying our planet because of it. So it got to the point for me where I just couldn't even, I don't actually respect anti-nuclear activists because they act like they're doing something and they are doing nothing. We did nothing. We did zero. There is zero difference in the way that the government handles nuclear waste, zero difference in how they talk about nuclear waste, nuclear weapons, nuclear power. Nothing that we have done in 50 years has made a single ounce of difference. Nothing. What I'm trying to think of her last name, Donna from San Onofre Safety, created the most magnificent website, discovered we're storing, the U.S. is storing our nuclear waste in containers and casks that will falter after 20 years. And they're still doing nothing. What did they do? They moved the containers closer to the ocean. That's what they did. That was their response. So if we try to call them out, they beat us harder. If we ignore them, they just do whatever they want anyways. So just like last night, I actually thought it was so offensive that Oppenheimer won the Oscar. Not one person mentioned the disaster in Fukushima today that happened 13 years ago today. That bomb got the whole nuclear industry started. The reason we have these nuclear power plants is to feed nuclear weapons. We know that. The nuclear power plants we have today are specifically created to, their waste products are what is necessary to keep, nuclear weapons fresh with new uranium. It's astounding the level of disregard for human life that the nuclear industry has. And frankly, it's astounding the level of brainwashing that the world has on this issue. It's stunning to me. I didn't know anything about it before 2013 when I got involved with the Post-Ignorance Project. And then I did the Age of Fission radio show where week after week after week I interviewed activists and victims. We all were making a difference. And guess what? Nothing changed. Zero. Only the nuclear industry just basically doubled down. And so now what do we have? We have a lady who knows better running energy department and all in on nuclear, because if you're not all in, you die. That's the way it is. You die from nuclear or you die from them, politically and physically. So literally our whole entire system, and I believe our entire government, has been completely destroyed by the nuclear industry. They are the reason that the industrial military complex has a complete grip on our entire society and culture, and frankly, the world. I mean, most of us are twisting our hands watching how the Jewish religion is being destroyed and manipulated and demeaned by the industrial military complex, using them as a strong arm for white supremacy, wiping out Gazans at an unprecedented rate right now. It's stunning. It's not unconnected to the nuclear industry. They're all the same. And there is no peaceful atom. There is no peaceful nuclear power plants. Nuclear power plants are meant to generate fresh uranium for nuclear weapons. And that's the only reason that we have them. And this whole business of these SMRs, well, they're going to just bury the waste and leave it there. They're not going to try to move it. So what, our groundwater is going to be all contaminated with nuclear energy in 50, 60, 100 years? Are they just counting on Guy McPherson being right and saying that we don't have any potable water in 30 years from now to drink? I don't know. It's very, very, very frustrating, which is why I stopped posting on YouTube. I used to think that we could get a coalition of like 1 million to 2 million people together to oppose nuclear energy, and we would force the scientific world to come up with something different. I don't believe that anymore. I think that the world is too brainwashed, and I think that people basically are nihilistic. They just accept their fate, that they're just going to die from cancer, mutations, God knows. Like, cancer is just considered normal. Everybody has cancer. Got a cancer gene. You don't have a cancer gene. What you have is nuclear contamination in your system. Likely. But guess what? You can't even get tested for heavy metals. Like, you can't find out if you've been exposed to nuclear contamination. That's just not allowed. You cannot even if you ask your doctor for it and they agree to do it, each test for each heavy metal is about $500 to $600 just to test for that one thing. Because they don't want people to know. So that's kind of the motto, isn't it? I see I'm going on here for 8 minutes. I'm going to stop. I want people to put their courage feet on and live with love and enjoy your life and believe in the greater good. And I actually believe in the power of prayer. I think that we need to pray for answers, because we need answers bad. We're not getting them from the status quo. And it's not demonizing one party or the other, because they're all involved in it, frankly. Like, that's what we've seen more than anything else over the last 8 years, how really it's all just one frickin' party. If it weren't, Donald Trump would be in jail for treason. But instead, they're protecting the rich white man and letting him run around and threaten society and threaten democracies and sell nuclear secrets. And, I think they're counting on hopefully having a nuclear disaster that would, stop the political rhetoric, wouldn't it? It's sick. It's demented. And we just have to survive it. I mean, that's kind of the bottom line, is we don't have there's just not enough people to go out and protest to stop nuclear power, because people are convinced it's just not that harmful. And even if it is that harmful, the risks outweigh the gains. And that's literally how people feel about it. Okay, so some people get mutated. We just have to live with it. That's worth it to have this incredible energy. I don't aspire to that or agree to that, but that's just kind of how it is these days. So it's humiliating to be alive in these days, understanding that people literally have given up. But I don't know. Have I given up? Yeah, I have, actually. I think I have given up. I know that we're not going to stop them. We're going to have to just take what they're going to do and then figure out a way to get out of it. So, that's harsh. That's a harsh reality, isn't it, folks? Now you see why I stopped posting. Not much good to say here. No, get up and fight them anymore. I can't. It's not worth it. It's just like, we're not going to win. I mean, watch any of these anti-nuclear shows. Like Carl Grossman is still doing he interviewed Maggie and Gunderson, Arnie Gunderson. They're talking about all the good they did. Well, the good they did isn't good enough. It's not stopping them. It hasn't done anything. Nothing. We can talk about it all we want, but until we actually get a change and a cessation of nuclear energy and the whole idea that we can split the atom and use that technology even though we don't understand it, it doesn't make sense. So, well, folks, I don't know if that was like, is that an apology? I think it was an apology to the people of Japan. That's what it was for me. I'm sorry about this, and I'm actually feel sorry for all of us, to be honest. Like, it's definitely not good. None of it is good. But boy, was it an insult to hear not one person bring up Fukushima last night, the night before the anniversary of the disaster. It was stunningly blind to what they were doing. They all participated in a movie that downplayed the horror of the nuclear bomb. They all participated in a movie that downplayed the horror caused to the people of New Mexico and to El Paso, Texas, who was downwind of it. It's stunning, the level of denial from everybody involved in that movie. I guess it's the same level of denial from everybody. I would say 99.999% of the population. So maybe I shouldn't be stunned, but still didn't make it any easier to take. So, well, I don't know when I'm going to post up again, guys. I don't know who wants to hear the reason I don't post up here is because what I have to say is all about like political junk. And I know people they're up to here with it, but I don't know. I feel betrayed by everybody in government for not arresting Donald Trump. Like Mark Meadows, all those people should be arrested. But instead, they're going to play their little game and they're going to continue on and pretend like nuclear isn't harming us. Pretend like depleted uranium weapons aren't being dropped all over Africa and all over Gaza. They're just going to keep pretending that there's no problem with nuclear and that it's all because, it's all for, what do they call that, humanity's sake, to save humanity, that we have to have nuclear. So, upside down world. Welcome to it. One with the universe. Bye, you guys.